Hey, welcome back to this mini lecture. This is on social media activism. Going to look at three quick articles. Malcolm Gladwell's Why the Revolution Will Not Be Tweeted. Here's a quote. Their strength and weak ties, our acquaintances, not our friends, are our greatest source of new ideas and information. Social media is terrific at the diffusion of innovation and interdisciplinary collaboration, seamlessly matching up buyers and sellers in the logistical functions of the dating world. But weak ties seldom lead to high risk activism. Again, weak ties, our online connections, are fantastic at a number of things: diffusing ideas, innovation, collaborating, buying and selling, dating. But if you want to have a dangerous activism movement, you need to do it face to face, or at least that's what Gladwell believes. Another quote, because networks don't have a centralized leadership structure and clear lines of authority, they have real difficulty reaching consensus and setting goals. How do you make difficult decisions or choices about tactics or strategy or philosophical direction when everyone has an equal say? Again, networks are fantastic. Social media is fantastic for a number of things, as per the last slide. But developing consensus, setting goals, making difficult choices, that is not what social networks are really good at. As a result, activism is more difficult. If I can really sort of clarify the difference between weak ties and strong ties, weak ties are normally fostered online, strong ties offline. Weak ties are done via social media and the internet. Strong ties are more through friend groups. Number three, they're more weak ties are more networked in nature. Strong ties are more hierarchical. Weak ties are more decentralized. Strong ties are more centralized. Weak ties, number five, are good for sharing ideas. Strong ties are much better for decision making. Six, weak ties are great for low risk activism, like pressing like on a Facebook campaign. Strong ties are much better for high risk activism when something's on the line. Zainab Tufekci pushes back against Gladwell and what Gladwell gets wrong. She makes two major points. Number one's on this slide, number two's on the next slide. First one, the key issue facing activists who wish for real social change is the mismatch between the scale of our problems, global, and the natural scale of our sociality, local. This is a profound problem, and more, not less, social media is almost certainly a key element of any solution. Again, according to Tufekci, we have a lot of big problems these days. A lot of them are global in nature, like climate change, coronavirus, etc. But we normally deal with each other on a local level, and trying to reconcile those two competing interests will be key. The second major point, two, the quote. Second, the relationship between weak and strong ties is one of complementarity and support, not one of opposition. Large pools of weaker ties are crucial to being able to build robust networks of stronger ties, and internet use is a key to this process. Again, Gladwell seems to see weak and strong ties as being separate. Tufekci says they're more complementary and supportive. And she makes the idea, and this is provocative, that if you have enough weaker ties, they can form stronger ties, which I tend to agree with to some extent. The third article, Morozov, talks about the digital dictatorship. Here's a quote. The belief that free and unfettered access to information combined with new tools of mobilization afforded by blogs and social networks leads to the opening up of authoritarian societies, and their eventual democratization now forms one of the pillars of techno-utopianism. If I had to make a sort of a silly little formula to help clarify what was just said, number one, free information. If that is combined with two, technology tools, they would form open societies and democracies. Yay! But do you believe that there's techno-utopianism these days? That seems kind of more of an antiquated idea. Here's a couple more quotes. Facebook and Twitter empower all groups, not just the pro-Western groups that we like. To put it in a more formal framework, not all social capital created by the internet is bound to produce social goods. Social bads are inevitable as well. Talking about Bowling Alone by Robert Putnam, he explicitly cautioned against the kumbaya interpretation of social capital, stating that networks are generally good for those inside the network, but the external effects of social capital are by no means always positive. The tools that are created through social media can be used positively or negatively. They're not going to be exclusively used by either of those two dichotomous groups. Let me summarize what we just spoke about. Weak ties are great for ideas and information and low risk activism, sharing ideas, collaborating, etc. Strong ties like face to face contacts are much better than weak ties for high risk activism. If you want to have a dangerous activism campaign happening, you need to do it face to face, at least according to Gladwell. According to Tufekci, weak ties can help be pooled to help build stronger ties. Number 4 for Morozov, techno-utopianism, if you could boil it down, is the idea of free information plus technology tools can create open societies, democracies. And also from the Morozov, if you think of internet as fostering social capital, social goods and social bads can both occur. That was social media activism. Thanks for listening.